cases and cases of illegally trafficked wildlife products in here. Ivory. What the fuck? Are they pangolin scales? Can you see? Oh, that's so grim. And a bit of a tail there as well. I think we should get out of here.
I'm in Laos in Southeast Asia, where sources have told me that something has happened in the last few years that means the illegal wildlife trade is booming.
Buying ivory or pangolin scales is illegal here and should land tourists in prison. But videos are emerging online of a new, troubling kind of holiday.
这个多少钱？
南京一老太去老挝旅游，花了38万，看到什么东西都想买，什么熊胆粉啦、犀牛角啦之类的。
Tour groups from China appear to be buying all sorts of illegal wildlife, and even being served pangolin for lunch. A source has sent me a list of about 50 shops, markets and restaurants.
Oh wow.
Suspected of catering to these tour groups.
This claims to be bile and has a picture of a bear. That's illegal.
I'm posing as a tourist to find out if they're really selling pangolins, a critically endangered species and the most trafficked mammal in the world.
这边有这个双人脚这个鳞片可以散结血，给帮助瘤防癌抗癌的。
And working with Chinese activists, we expose the criminal network profiting from this illegal trade.
Let's have a look. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Tourist Central.
Government restrictions make it almost impossible for journalists to work openly in Laos. So we're here on tourist visas, and if we get caught, we could get sent to jail.
We're filming everything on phones, recording on these little teeny tiny mics. And obviously, I'll take this off because that's for the camera that we can only use in the hotel and the car. Everything else is filmed on phones. No one can know we're investigating this.
I'm heading for the first suspected location on my map.
Okay, so that's it there.
Shall I put my camera on? Hello.
I'm filming openly on my phone, even though the shopkeeper's inside.
Oh, cigarettes. Yeah.
At the back of the shop, I find what claims to be bear bile powder, an illegal product harvested from the gallbladder of live bears. But that's not all.
Whoa. That's something scaly. Yeah, that is pangolin. That is banned in every country in the world. Yeah, I think we need to leave.
It's the first shop I've tried, and I've already found evidence that endangered species are being sold here.
If I'm honest, like, sickening to see that bit of pangolin hide, pangolin scales just sitting there on the shelf. I had to do like basically a double take because I was like, it can't be.
While there are other suspected sites in cities like Vientiane and Luang Prabang, the majority are found on the outskirts and only accessible by car.
That one is a souvenir shop 9 minutes away.
Your destination is on the right.
Oh my God. There's loads of big, massive buses.
My sources told me that this is how the Chinese tour groups are taken from place to place.
I'm going to park in such a way that we can make a quick getaway if we need to.
It looks closed, but then another tour bus turns up.
Oh, look, there's people going in. I think we should try now to go in. Time to put camera down. Move to phone. We're coming up to the gates. It looks like there's a guy, maybe like a guard of some kind. Oh, the gate's shut in. They obviously have seen us come in. Hello!
You come in? No?
No? He's gone to ask someone. Oh, do you speak it? No? Okay. Okay. No problem. So that place is obviously not for us. There was like so much security. Right, on to the next one.
It's an art museum open to the public.
We've got to be barking up the wrong tree with this. Like, this is incredible. And it would be so insane if we found illegal wildlife products here.
The staff tell me the shop's closed, but there are people everywhere with bags.
Oh, where is the shop? That way, and then up. Here, and then up. Oh, okay. Only tour groups are allowed up there. Oh, okay.
Despite our tip-off, this doesn't necessarily mean they're selling illegal products up there. To find out what is really being sold to these tour groups, I need someone on the inside.
你好，有去老挝的团吗？
所有的就是说吃住行，咱家都是包含在内的。
This footage is being filmed by an activist who goes by the name Brother Nut. He's independently joining one of these trips to investigate the claims that tourists are buying illegal wildlife.
没有强制消费吧？
没有任何强制性购物，这一点可以向您保证。
He's just arrived in Laos and has agreed to sneak away from his group and meet me.
Hi.
我们这个团是21个人，对，都是中国人。然后除了我们3个，那个是最年轻的，然后其他的都是大爷大妈啊，都是很多是退休的，应该基本上都是退休的中老年。
And how much does it cost?
有的报价是700多，是吧？有的报价700多，然后我们最终选择的这个旅行团是一个人499，对，就是4万5天，其实这是一个非常低的价格，就拿了。这个价格肯定是完全不可能覆盖他的那个住宿啊、交通，所以他肯定要进行诱骗他们进行其他的消费、其他的购买。
He's going to secretly film the rest of the tour, so I'll find out in a few days if it's really a front for the illegal wildlife trade. Evidence of this is not just showing up in videos online. Conservationists are finding more pangolins than ever, miles away from their natural habitat, roaming the streets of major cities.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Robin.
Jeremy, nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Yeah, come on in. So this is our little baby pangolin, and we rescued this about 3 weeks ago now. Actually, we got this pangolin because there was a concerned citizen who actually bought him from a restaurant. No doubt he was going to be sold, whether it was for wine or for food, not sure. This was at the same time that we were in the city to rescue another pangolin, and we got this call to go get this pangolin.
Oh my gosh.
And actually it was after we just come back from a rescue down in Savannakhet. So we got 4 pangolins within 24 hours.
And then is it quite unusual then to be finding pangolins in the city?
I would say 2 years ago, very unusual, but actually recently we have been getting more and more. Their scales are used for medicinal purposes. However, there's no scientific evidence that supports their scales having any effect on any ailments. So the scales that you see developing on this little guy here are made out of keratin, which is exactly your fingernails.
Oh, right.
So I always tell people, you might as well just cut your fingernails and use that as your medicine.
Jeremy thinks his pangolin was hit by a car after escaping from a shop or a restaurant. The team hopes to eventually release them back into the wild.
There's only a small amount of animals that are escaping. So then if we're only seeing 1% or 5% of the pangolins, then that means the number is much, much larger than that and just not sustainable at all for this species.
So what's changed in the last few years that means there's suddenly so much demand for pangolins and other illegal wildlife in Laos?
Welcome aboard the China-Laos Railway.
Am I spraying my bags? I don't want to draw attention to myself. But I just wanted to say that this is what facilitates the whole thing. This brand new high-speed rail line between China and Laos has made travelling between the 2 countries cheaper and quicker than ever before. It's been built as part of China's Belt and Road Initiative with the aim of boosting trade and cross-border tourism. More than 800,000 people have used it to go between the two countries so far.
Okay, where are we going? Up here. Oh my god. Oh my god. There are like dozens and dozens of vans ready to pick people up. There's just so many. Wow.
My source told me that the low-cost tours I'm investigating also use white vans to take the groups around Laos. Not every one of these will be catering to a tour group, but there are way more than I was expecting.
If even a fraction of these people are being taken to places selling illegal wildlife products, and even a fraction of them are buying it, that is just insane.
But we still don't know exactly what goes on one of these tours. Brother Nuts got in touch. His tour's finished and he's got some footage to show me. He secretly filmed at what looked from the outside to be a rice noodle shop.
也售卖各种濒危动物的各种器官，比如犀牛角啊、熊胆啊、穿山甲呀。
这边有这个穿山甲这个鳞片，可以散结节、预防肿瘤、防癌抗癌的。有需要的话可以带一点，可以给你这个问一点不可以的。像各种结节，像肺结节啊、淋巴结节啊、乳腺增生啊都可以的，防癌抗癌、预防肿瘤的。0.6的结节大概是多少？像0.6的结节的话，大概就这么多就可以了。对对对，可以见到效果了。
然后呢，只要你买，它马上会打成粉。然后呢，打成粉的过程中，它会尽量会抓很多打成粉。然后呢，但一旦打成粉，那个游客就没有反悔的余地。中间，然后呢，有2次被导游强行把大门关上。其实我们是有一点恐惧的。
看一看。
姑姑，不要动。放下，我没有叫你动的声音。
How did they persuade people to buy the products?
说先铺垫，老挝，人是一个跟中国关系很好，还有就是导游说那个老挝没有加入联合国各种说濒危动物的各种协议合约之内的，就是各种打猎、各种吃野生动物都是合法的。
This isn't true. Laos signed those agreements more than 20 years ago. But it appears to be one of the many ways the tour guides try to convince their clients to buy illegal wildlife.
那你们有看到过这个犀牛角？知不知道这个犀牛角最主要是拿来干什么用的？
这是一个上课的场景，我们整个的共经历了4次被上课的场景。
如果突然的遇到我们身边的家人或者是朋友，突然的遇到心梗、脑梗、脑中风这种症状，如果你家里面有这个犀牛角，你就拿来磨一点点粉。这个时候你给它灌进去了以后，把它送到中国医院抢救回来，就跟我们正常人一样。
If it's Chinese tourists spending money in Chinese restaurants, going to Chinese-owned shops, it seems like Laos doesn't benefit at all from this.
其实是所有的资金并没有流落到老挝人那边，他所有的资金都是通过微信支付或者通过支付宝支付，然后呢又到达诈骗集团的手上。这5天4晚下来，总共消费了约10万人民币。对，我是想，如果说我要是在这样的一个年纪，当我们老了，然后呢面对就是他们这样的一个围猎，我们很难是能全身而退的。
Laos is just basically a vessel for this massive, what is effectively an organised crime industry in China, and it doesn't even get any of the money from it.
It just feels like these dodgy tour groups are like artificially creating a demand for this. And you know, if they're not stopped, we'll actually lose some of these species forever.
I've had a call from Jeremy from the Laos Conservation Trust for Wildlife. He said he's got some news about the male pangolin we met earlier this week.
He's ready to go and be released out into the forest. Yeah. His life before this was destined for a restaurant or traditional medicine, so really nice to see him go back into the forest.
For this pangolin, it's a rare escape. But every day, even more are captured to feed this growing network of illegal wildlife trafficking.